Hello and welcome to New Wave Global. I'm Marvi Sirmed and this is Unraveled. All eyes are on New York this week as the United Nations General Assembly unfolds against the backdrop of devastating war in Gaza. President Donald Trump has stepped into the spotlight with a high profile meeting with Arab and Muslim leaders, pitching his vision for Gaza's future while calling for an immediate halt to the conflict. His proposals and the reactions they have drawn are already reshaping debates inside and outside the United Nations. France's recognition of Palestine, the Secretary General's insistence that statehood is a right, not a reward, and the Arab world's cautious but engaged response all highlight just how divided the international community remains. To help us unravel the day's fast moving developments, the diplomacy behind the scenes, and what these shifting positions mean for Palestine and for our region. I'm joined by Mr. Anwar Iqbal, senior journalist and Dawn's correspondent in Washington, D.C., and Jahanzaib, who is correspondent for ARY, Pakistan's one of the top news channels. So, welcome both of you, gentlemen.
Thank
Very
you.
much for joining in. So, if you allow me, can I ask you, Anwar Saab, first of all, what happened today? You are there both of you are there at UNGA, covering UNGA in New York. So what really happened today? There was very muted response after the meeting of President Trump with the Arab leaders. You were there. Can you share us with your updates?
Muted response. I don't know what did you expect? Nobody actually expected it to be a public display or sort of show of hands. It is a very serious situation. It's a very complicated situation, and he has come up with about half a dozen suggestions, which includes. First of all, as he said in his speech, and later while briefing the media or and talking to the leaders, the part of it about 2 minutes, a 2 minute clip was shown, and his first of concern is that of the hostages. He wants them released, and he said, actually, he even gave a number like 20 to 32 hostages who are dead. He wants their bodies because he said that their parents are waiting for their body bags as they had been waiting for them when they were alive. His second concern, of course, is he said that this is a war that must stop, the war in Gaza, and then he didn't mention the two-state theory, but later his Secretary of State, in an interview to two U.S. channels, said that yes, of course, that is a dispute that needs to be resolved. They have to have a state where they could live peacefully, and it will be good for Israel as well if they could live peacefully with each other, and to guarantee that peace. And that is the main proposal that he actually came up with, and that is what he discussed with these people. That is why Indonesia and Pakistan were invited, because these two countries are major contributors to UN peacekeeping forces. So the proposal is to raise UN, whether it will be under the UN umbrella, or whether it will be a UN force or work under UN umbrella. It's not clear, but it will sort of have the UN's blessings, and they will maintain peace between them. And all the soldiers will be taken from these 8 Muslim nations who would monitor peace between Israel and the expected anticipated state of Palestine if it is created, and their task would be not only to mind the border but also to make sure that no activities that aimed at causing instability in the region take place in in that particular area.
Hmm. Okay.
So a lot happened, I think.
Yeah, and we need to, because what exactly these developments mean for Palestine and for our region is a moot point. But let me bring Jahanzaib in here. Jahanzaib, we have seen throughout this day there have been different clips and photographs being shared in the Pakistani social media, where there were a lot of pictures of Shehbaz Sharif, Pakistan's Prime Minister, meeting different world leaders, and especially his a minute long, almost a minute or maybe a longer interaction with President Trump, standing with, just huddling in the periphery of the session. So, do you have some nuggets for us to chew on?
Thank you, Marvi. Marvi, I've been covering UN sessions for the last many, many years, like more than 10 years. But in my opinion, this session of UNGA is historical.
Oh,
Because I hope you heard the speech of President Trump, right?
yeah,
I mean, the way he spoke today and the way he told the world who is the boss, right?
yeah.
We have never seen that kind of speech in UN. I mean, he
Mm,
clearly like told everyone that he don't care about the United Nations. He don't care about the global warming. He don't care about anything. He just care about his ideas. And even he was in the UN. We have never seen that any leader talks about talked about the domestic issues. He talked about the Washington D.C. Crime rate. He was talking about the National Guards he deployed in Washington D.C. So I mean that speech was historical in my opinion, and the way he criticized UN, even he said that he was trying to get the contract to rebuild the UN building in $200 million, something like that. And he
mm,
was criticizing the floors, the building, everything. It was just like I mean, I was so surprised and amazed what kind of like speech it was. But I think he stole the show today, and the way the world leaders were clapping on on those those ideas which he was just sharing with the whole world. I mean, I don't know. I mean, what do you think? I mean, you were talking to us and you're asking question, but what do you think about this speech? I mean,
To
what
me,
is your
it was a typical President Trump. I mean, and it was a typical candidate Trump. Remember candidate Trump's speeches just before, during his campaign trail. So I think everything he used to say, he is still saying the same. With a more, now he is lionized more. That's what I see. And there was nothing new. I mean, nothing. So un-Trump that he said.
But Marvin, interesting thing is that every single leader who is here in the UN want to have a meeting with Trump. On the sidelines, or might be you go to the White House, or whatever it is there. That's like it is like a crazy thing I've seen in the UN that every single leader, every single person wanted to see him, wanted to meet him.
It was a vintage Trump speech.
Hmm.
He spoke, and when he speaks, he has a particular audience in his mind, his supporters. He
Hmm.
knows what they like.
Hmm.
And then he also always has his foes in mind, the people yet he is targeting, the people he is aiming his speech at. And then he also, people think he's not smart, he's very smart. He chooses his friends well, he chooses his enemies well, he chooses his words well, and he always comes with a plan. Uh, and as he did today, see, what were like three or four main issues? Number one was the Middle East.
Hmm.
He raised the issue,
Hmm.
made it very obvious what he thinks of the effort to get this two state theory recognized. He rejected it. He criticized uh, UN's moves on this issue, saying that issuing strong statements do not resolve an issue, that uh, only, I mean, you need deeds, not words, and only America can actually implement those words, has the power to enforce those words. Nobody else does. Then
Mm.
he used the
But Anwar
podium
sir,
of the United
sorry to cut you, but on the back doors, all the most of the countries, even Pakistan, saying that there were resolutions of Kashmir never implemented for the last many decades, right? And there are many other issues UN failed to to resolve.
So
And on the
there's a
back doors, we
credibility
also
issue.
but he at least saying that on the record.
No, I mean, since Kashmir is not an issue that concerns him, he did not mention it. But he did mention, like he mentioned India, right? And in a very interesting context, when he was talking about the countries that were not just, he didn't say that they were buying oil from Russia. He said that China and India were financing the war in Ukraine by buying oil from India. See? So it was very
Russia.
clear about what he wanted to say.
Hmm.
Okay. Similarly, on Pakistan, I mean, the India-Pakistan war, he did send a message, although just one sentence, but he did include the India-Pakistan war among the 7 wars that he said he prevented in 1 year. And then he did actually see other leaders would have shied away from mentioning the Nobel Peace Prize. He did not. He said that, some people think that for doing this, I deserve a Nobel Peace Prize, but that's not my objective. I want peace in the world, and so he like mentioned the Nobel Peace Prize. He presented himself as a peacemaker, and then he talked about the war he had stopped. So I think he was very clear about what he wanted from this speech.
So another big news is that maybe Shehbaz Sharif is meeting President Trump in the White House, but my source says that it is not confirmed yet. What do you think, Anwar sir? Is it happening?
Well, no, the meeting is almost confirmed, not 100% yet, almost confirmed. What is not confirmed is whether it will be an open meeting, like the media will be invited and everything, or it will just be another meeting like the one that
Closer,
the
closer
army
meeting.
chief had with President
So
Trump.
there is another thing that people are saying that Army Chief is here in US because he's just waiting. If that meeting is going to happen, he will join it. I mean, is it what is
I don't know. When you say people say, most of the people who are saying this
Yeah.
are PTI supporters. So I have nothing against them, but their stories are not always very authentic. So I mean, we
so
have to
you think Army
take it
Chief
with
is
a
not
pinch
in
of.
the US, right? That's your
I don't
info.
know, but we have to take everything that comes from anybody who's involved in a dispute with another group or another person or with a government. You have to take it with a pinch of salt. So he may
But
be here, he
tell
may
me,
not be here.
yeah, yeah, that's true. But tell me, both of you, so whosoever wants to go first. As I said earlier, while I was asking questions, putting questions to Jahanzaib earlier, there were a multitude of posts on social media in Pakistan where Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif was shown as the star of the gathering today, meeting with Macron, meeting with President Trump, every world leader wanting to meet. I mean, that these are the you know posts saying. So, what was your observation? Was Shehbaz Sharif that busy a man today? And
Our
if
our
yes, why?
our governments do not learn from past mistakes. All
Hmm.
governments make these mistakes. They always present themselves as larger than life.
Yeah.
I mean, there has to be a reason for Shehbaz Sharif to be so popular in the United Nations. Is there a major issue? Like if the India-Pakistan war had been happening now, then that could have been a reason for other leaders wanting to consult him, wanting to talk to him, wanting to influence him. Had Pakistan been involved in the war in Israel, yes, that could have been a reason. I mean, yes, we did sign a defense pact with Saudi Arabia, which is a major plus point. I mean, you should give credit where it is due, and Pakistan's relations with the United States have increased. He most likely will be invited to the White House on the 25th. Uh, but that does not make you a world statesman. That does not make you the most so after leader at the Nations. He was not. He definitely was not the most sought after. I mean, look at his engagements. He had meetings with a selected group of people. Pakistani prime ministers always meet, whoever may be the prime minister or the president. Like you always meet Turkey. This time Iran was not there, but otherwise you need meet the Iranian president. You meet some Austria. Some for whatever reason has always been on the list. They always meet the Pakistani leader, whosoever he or she may be. And there were two similar other countries. Pakistani leaders always attend an OIC conference. Pakistan is a member of the OIC contact group on Palestine. So Pakistan attends that. So I do not see anything extraordinary, or I did not see anything extraordinary today.
But
What was extraordinary was, I will come to you, Jahanzaib, because your perspective is also important to know. I was just looking at the body language of President Trump and Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif. To me, it's quite unusual because Pakistani heads of the governments have not been enjoying this kind of spotlight with American presidents for a long time. So, what has changed? That was what I was thinking. Jazib, go ahead.
no, I think we have seen Imran Khan in the White House. I covered that meeting. I mean, that was just like it was like very good meeting. I covered that. I asked question to Trump and Imran Khan in that meeting. I remember. I
Mm.
think Shehbaz Sharif won the jackpot after the Pakistan-India war. He's lucky. Whatever is happening after the Pakistan-India war, everything is going into the favor of Pakistan, obviously, and he is not missing the chance, taking all the credit. He recently met with Mohammed bin Salman. I mean, it was not like a small thing that the defense pact between between Pakistan and Saudi Arabia. And
Mm.
after that, his confidence level is just like here, and the other Arab countries, who were just like neglecting Pakistan since long,
Yeah.
they are now that coming closer again, and we have hearing that there's like NATO like alliance, like Arab and Muslim countries. They're discussing that. I don't know, it's like true or false, um, and but the people are saying, my sources are saying that Pakistan is getting like a leadership role if something happens like that. It's not easy, but Pakistan is getting like too much respect at the international level, and I think Shehbaz is enjoying all these meetings, all this stuff, and his confidence level, the way he was talking to Trump. I mean, most of the time they have like paper in their hands when they're talking to the leader like that. But the confidence level of Shehbaz is
Yeah.
like
That
it's
was something unusual for me.
Yeah,
yeah,
but you have to check the videos of other eight leaders. I think Trump was equally enthusiastic in meeting them. He does not hide his emotions. I mean, he shows it. If it is not like that, somebody he shows it too, and if he likes it, he shows it too. So I think he was equally keen and enthusiastic with other leaders. There were only eight leaders, and he met everybody individually. He didn't meet just the Shahbaz Sharif. He greeted everybody individually, and he shook hands with them.
Mm. And how did India fare?
India was not there. India did not come. India opted out,
And
and India would not have been invited to this meeting anyway. This was a
no,
meeting of
not this
Arab.
meeting, not this
But
meeting, but
no,
generally
India did
at
not come. Did
UNGA.
not. Modi is not participating in this UNGA.
Yes, but
yeah,
Ministry
Shankar
of
is there. Yeah.
External Affairs is, officials are there.
Mhm. Mhm. But, Mr. Minister of External Affairs is Minister of External Affairs, and the Prime Minister is the Prime Minister.
Mm, yeah, that's true.
But just like see that he called Modi. President Trump called Modi, and he posted his comments on his statement on X that I just spoke with Modi. It was very good talk, and we do blah blah blah. And next day we have seen the H1
Yeah.
thing, right? Like it was a big blow
So
to India. So I don't know how like India and US are not on the like on the good
I think
path
it's
right now. I don't
highly,
think so.
yeah, you both of you are more, informed than I could ever be. But I have a feeling that this, because with President Trump, with America usually, but with President Trump particularly, everything is quite transactional, and this the emerging bitterness or emerging, nadir among between India and US. I think it's quite temporary, and Pakistanis should not gloat about it. The more we gloat, the more we make mistakes.
It is temporary. You are right, but I'm saying that my point is that Trump is playing his cards very well. He knows how to do business. He knows how to, maintain relationship with any country. So I think I'm just talking about the Trump, the way he is dealing
Yeah,
with
yeah,
the.
yeah.
So that is just like,
Absolutely.
but
Absolutely.
he criticized European countries who are buying
Yeah,
uh, energy products from Russia.
yeah.
So I mean, there's no more favorites in the world for U.S. right now.
Yeah, but Anwar Saab, just as Jahanzaib said that Trump is playing his card very well. Do you think Pakistan is playing its cards well? Because we might be jumping into another quagmire. What do you say?
See, before we get into that, I would say that the war with India has helped Pakistan. The Israeli attack on Qatar has helped Pakistan. The Israeli-Iranian conflict has helped Pakistan. Pakistan has again, in Washington at least, has again been recognized as a country that
Mm,
is situated in a very sensitive area, which has borders with Iran, which has borders with Afghanistan, which has borders with China, but borders with India, is close to Central Asia, and any country that has borders like that. It almost sounds like a cliche to say that Pakistan has a strategic location, but it does. And sometimes, most of the time, it hurts Pakistan, but it also has its own benefits. So Pakistan's location is once again being recognized, and then India made a mistake. uh, the first thing that established was that people used to say that about Pakistan after the Kargil war, that Pakistan is a nuclear armed country and nuclear armed countries don't go to war, but Pakistan did what it did in Kargil. But now India did the same thing. I mean, you actually attacked a country which has certain problems, especially in conventional weapons. India knew very well, had they, God forbid, been able to enter Lahore
mm,
or capture any major region in Pakistan. Say they were some Indians had already started saying that they want to take Azad Kashmir and they want to take Lahore, etc. Then, had they done that, the war would have very quickly gone nuclear. And this is something when Trump says, I'm telling you with full knowledge, because
mm,
I know it happened. And that when it happened, the Americans got the wind that if this happened, Pakistan will go for whatever option it has. And therefore, they, as Trump says, he has said it so many, 5 or 6 times, that he and his Secretary of State and others stayed up all night trying to make sure that it does not lead to a nuclear war. It could have been very dangerous. This is the word he uses. So that again created an impression that India is a country that could risk a nuclear war just for domestic political gains. So all these things have helped increase Pakistan's status. Having said that, it will obviously be wrong to assume that we have become a superpower, or that we have become a major economy, that we can now dictate at the nations, that the defense pact with Saudi Arabia means that our forces will tomorrow be fighting the Israeli troops. That I'm very glad that the Foreign Office took notice of such a statements coming from certain groups in Pakistan, and it made it very clear that this Pakistan Saudi defense pact is not against any country,
yeah.
and that it's not a war pact, it's a pact to defend each other. So that's a very good thing. But having said that, look at the way Pakistan was isolated all around. I mean, even Arab countries were leaving Pakistan behind, and that has been reversed. So I think I mean, there is no harm in giving credit when it is due.
So
Credit.
$1 million question is here, that why Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif want to meet President Trump. I asked this question to a cabinet member today. That what's the reason why he want to meet President Trump? Army chief recently met.
It is very easy, John.
I know.
They will never answer this question because they know the answer. The answer is that when President Trump invited the army chief
Mm,
and his and his number two and number three persons, the head of the military intelligence, and the head of the, what was it, DGM, military
ISI chief
operations,
was there. ISI chief was
and
there.
DG military operations,
Yeah.
and discussed security plans and everything. That sent a message that Trump knows, and everybody else does too, who calls the shots in Pakistan. So instead of the prime minister, he spoke directly to the people who actually make things happen in Pakistan, and and that impression obviously makes the prime minister look very small. So having a meeting with Trump would send a message that, okay, no, the army chief is important, but the prime minister is not less important. That is the purpose.
Yeah. But Jahanzaib, what did the minister say?
He has no answer.
He had no answer.
Yeah, he has no answer because but we know as Anwar Iqbal Saab just explained the
Yeah.
why he's very eager to see President Trump. But I think, in my personal opinion, after the handshake today and that kind of 5 minutes, 5 or 6 minutes meeting, I don't think so. He's inviting him at the White House. They are saying that this meeting is happening on 25th of September, but on 25th, the Turkish president is going to be at the White House. So I don't know if he has time.
But
To,
25th of September
yeah,
has 12 active hours.
yes. So,
Not
Yeah,
just 1 hour. So he can meet multiple people. But let's see what happens. But my question, okay, my question from all both of you. Uh, see, when India, so there was SCO summit just last month, and uh, India India's participation invited a very frustrated reaction from White House. But Pakistan was also there. It didn't invite the same reaction for Pakistan. Also, Pakistan has signed a pact with Saudi Arab just last week, a week ago, not even a week ago. And what is your reading? Was there someone upset about this pact at UNGA? Who was that?
in Washington, no. I think whatever is happening
Hmm.
is I wanted to say has Washington's endorsement, but I would not say that. But I would say that at least Washington is not against it. It is not against the pact that Pakistan has signed with Saudi Arabia. It is not against Pakistan having good relations with China, because see, politics, particularly international politics, but all politics, is more like a chess than a cricket or football match. See, you in chess, every move is backed by another move. There are
Hmm.
always, there's an entire
Interconnect.
plan.
Hmm.
So, I mean, yes, India is a major country, and India is very useful against China, and it can be used to keep China uncomfortable.
Hmm.
But if India minus Pakistan could also go out of control, because
Hmm.
India is a big country, largest population now, a comfortable economy, very big economy, a huge army and everything. So keep India unsettled, you need Pakistan.
Hmm.
And China supports Pakistan because China also does the same thing, uses Pakistan to settle its scores with India. I mean, China would not want a direct confrontation with India because that could get very, very, very dangerous. Therefore, uh, I mean, like what happened during this war, the weapons that Pakistan used were Chinese weapons, and that, of course, boosted Pakistan's image, but it also helped China a lot. Now weapons are being sold everywhere, and it is making a lot of money, and its prestige has gone up, and that's why I think uh, in this game of chess, Pakistan still has a position.
Okay. Jahanzeb, what is your reading? Was there someone upset at UNGA about, okay, leave SCO in China, as Anwar Saab has amply responded to? But what about Pak Saudi Pact? Do you see some after effects of that little thing at UNGA among the world leaders, President Trump, White House, whatever?
I haven't seen that kind of like any statement. Obviously, there were no statements, but obviously they are observing all these things very closely, and they are not happy whatever is going on because Israel is still like the closest ally of United States, and they are like US is Trump is supporting Israel like all the way, you know. So I mean, it's a bad news for obviously for Israel and for the US too maybe, but I don't think so. It's gonna be like I don't know what kind of word I have, what word should I use here, but I don't think so. There is a like a too much worry in like the world leaders here at the UN. But talking about India, I think uh, Modi's popularity is on decline, and it's affecting India. I mean, I don't know if you agree with me or not, but
I
that's
don't
my
know about
that's
that.
why I'm.
Yeah. Yeah, a lot of commentator and those who watch India are saying the same. Many of our colleagues are saying the same. But I don't know when I look at when I listen to what Indians say, I don't see a BJP voter turning against Modi. I don't see much of, but yeah, the rhetoric of Rahul Gandhi and Yadav, the Samajwadi Party, both of them are together in this, plus Lalu's son, Tejasvi Yadav. So they have this, the vote chori narrative. So they are getting louder. That's true. But do you see any former Modi supporter? I don't see. The media, Godi media is as Godi as it was. There are no questions being raised against Mr. Modi. The courts are still giving, returning verdicts after verdicts that are pro government. I mean, no one is, the election commission is behaving as if they are in the pocket of Mr. Modi. So I don't think he's going anywhere unless RSS turns against him. Um, and there are, to some people, there are, evidence are emerging day by day that RSS might be having some questions about Mr. Modi because Mr. Modi has made BJP and the entire right wing politics about himself, which doesn't suit RSS. So, but then for RSS, what Mr. Modi has done, no one else has been able to do so far. Mr. Modi has completely changed the legislative legal framework. He has changed the entire society. He has changed the education system. He has changed the textbooks. My God, he has done so much work for RSS. Why would RSS want to change that? So we will see. What do you say? What do you think, Anwar Saab?
Religious sentiments, once they're invoked,
Hmm.
they do not subside very easily.
Yeah, that's right.
And Mr. Modi is using a religious plank and has been using it very successfully.
Hmm.
And it will still take some time before it subsides. Everybody does, everything does, and ultimately there will be a change, but not in the near future.
Yeah, that's true. We'll have to leave it here. Thank you very much, Anwar Iqbal Saab and Jahanzaib, for your insights right from the field, UNGA. And thank you to our viewers for joining us on Unraveled. We will continue to follow these developments closely and keep you informed. Have a very good
Thank
night. Bye bye.
thank you. Good night.